Hello everyone, today we will check how many chips can be made from one bag of potatoes. Specifically, our bag weighs as much as 35 kilograms. Here are selected potatoes instated for frying. It is very interesting to find out how much homemade chips will be cheaper than the purchased ones. First of all, let's open up the bag. And the first stage is peeling the potatoes. To make the experiment honest, we will use a vegetable peeler, not a knife, in order to preserve the pulp to the maximum. We put the peeled potatoes on a tray, and we continue. We decided to check how long it takes to peel one potato. It took about 20 seconds. To speed up the process, we will peel the potatoes with 4 hands. Two hours later, we get a mountain of peelings and a huge tray with a mound of clean potatoes. Although it is not completely clean, as there are pieces of earth still left on it. Therefore, we send the peels into the trash. And the potatoes into the sink. We need to clean them thoroughly from the dirt. That's it, now the potatoes can be called clean. Let's move on to the second stage. Especially for this slicing, I bought a professional slicer like this. We put a slice thickness of 1.5 millimeters on it. We take the potatoes and put them in the cart. Turn on the slicer, and just push the cart back and forth. The potatoes are perfectly sliced on their own. This does not compare to a cheap slicer, which is just a blade and a stick. There is almost always a different slice thickness over the entire area, and here everything is perfect. Sure, we have finished the first potato, so all we have left now is a small piece like this. I'm not going to use it. We can just also need a basin of cold water. We put the slices in it so that they don't turn brown. And we continue cutting. Now we've completely filled the basin with potato slices. But we still have a whole lot of potatoes left. Therefore, let's take another container of water. During this time, we got used to slicing 3 potatoes at once. This has greatly accelerated the process. After each slicing of 3 potatoes, we throw the slices into the water, and we continue cutting. Finally, we cut absolutely all the potatoes. By the way, after soaking in water, the slices bend and become more springy because the excess starch has come out of them. If you try frying the chips without soaking, the starch inside them will burn, and the chips will be black as well as saturated with oil. To get the perfect chips, you need to boil them before frying them, so turn on the gas. And we wait for the water to boil. We will cook in batches, so we drain cold water from the potatoes and put them into the saucepan. You can put it in the boiling water. Immediately mix so that all the stuck slices stick together. You need to cook for exactly 2 minutes, so we use a timer. That's it, we get the half-finished slices out of the water and put them into the saucepan. Before shooting this video, I conducted a lot of experiments, and I'm showing you exactly the technology that managed to get the best results. The slices have become soft, but they don't spread out in your hands. That's what you need. We send the next batch to cook. After 2 minutes, we also throw that into the pan. Absolutely every slice must go through this stage. Done. In this form, potatoes take up much less space. Finally, the frying stage. We install a cauldron. We will need 10 liters of oil. Pour it into the cauldron. We throw the thermometer inside to control the temperature and turn on the burner. While the oil is heating up, we will spread the potato slices on a towel. This here is probably the most tedious stage of the whole chip making chain. Cover with the second half of the towel and thoroughly soak the slices to remove any excess moisture. Now you can put it in the deep frying basket. The oil has warmed up to 178 degrees, and we filled a basket full of dry slices. Therefore, we can begin to fry. Immediately, you need to break the whole lump of potatoes stuck together. After a couple of minutes, we see the disadvantage that we threw too many slices at once. The butter has cooled off too much, and the chips take a very long time to cook. And then they cook for a long time, they soak up a lot of oil, and due to the fact that there was not enough space for them, they've become more like twisted flakes. This result does not suit me, so let's try heating up the oil to 190 degrees. And fry a basket full of potatoes once again. The chips cooked faster, but they remained crumpled flakes. At least they weren't saturated with oil. We are experimenting further, and now let's throw the half of the basket. Chips have such a feature that they immediately float up. There should be enough space for them to roast in a straightened state. They're ready. That's what you need. Now the chips look like store-bought ones. We have organized a conveyor belt, and while 2 people were soaking potato slices with a towel, the third was frying them at that time. This process took us as long as 10 hours. Well, finally the chips are ready. We got them exactly the same as the store-bought ones, light and crisp. For the next stage, we will need to put them into a package. At the same time, we will count them and finally answer the question, how many chips can you get from 1 bag of potatoes? so we only counted whole normal chips. And there are about 6,050 of them. And in order for them to become delicious, we use a cheese additive. Pour it over the chips. And mix it well inside of the package. I think you're probably wondering how many chips you get in kilograms. In total, out of 35 kilograms of potatoes, the yield is 6.7 kilograms of chips. We also calculated the cost of potato, oil, gas, and cheese additives, and these chips cost $41. If you buy the same amount of cheese chips in the store, you will get $90. But there is one caveat. It took us 3 whole days of work to prepare the homemade chips. Let's try to see what they taste like. Very similar to the store-bought ones, almost one and the same. Let's put it this way, if this video gets 150,000 likes, then in the next video I'll check how many sushi rolls you can get from one salmon. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and bye everybody.